and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and yes, this is my faves of 2022, all the high-end and luxury makeup. And as you know, I have tested so many things this year, and every month I've brought you new things, and I try new things. I try to be the first. I used to do that in school, in high school. I used to be the first to kiss a boy and then tell all the other girls about it. I don't know how I went there, but anyway. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name's Kathy A. I'm 64 years old. I have kind of dry skin with a little bit of texture from sunscreen less in the 1970s and 80s. I used to lay out there with the baby oil and iodine. Used to pluck my eyebrows really small. And so now I am kind of reaping all the benefits of that sewing I did back in the 1970s. So now these are all high-end products, which means you can purchase these in shops that feature luxury items, Nordstrom's, Sephora. Some are in Ulta, some have their own websites and their own companies, YSL for instance. And I think what I'll do is I'm just going to start with kind of the order that I use makeup. Now these are the things that I feel are the best of the year. And I also do a video of all my favorite drugstore and affordable products, which I'm actually a little more excited about than this one. This year is the first year that I feel my drugstore product choices outperform some of these items. So anyway, okay, well let's start with the primers. And one of the first things I do this year that I never did before is I use this Fenty Beauty, and this is called Fat Water. She names her things real funky, okay. And this is like a niacinamide serum-y kind of, it is a fat water. It feels like fat water. It's really just, I put a blob, like a dime-sized blob, I rub it in my hands, I press it into my face as the last step of my skincare routine, and then I go have a coffee, read the paper, check my emails, and then about a half hour later to an hour later, I will sit down at my makeup station and continue on. Now this year I enrolled in Online Makeup Academy, and they recommended this Lucas Pawpaw, and this is an ointment that you put on. Pawpaw is a slang word for papaya, and it's got some enzymes in there that are pretty good for your skin. So you can use this on your eyelids, on your lips, on your skin, on elbows, things like that. I use it as a lip primer. I put it on first thing when I sit down. The next thing is the Embryolisse, also recommended by my Online Makeup Academy to have in the kit. This is a latte cream concentrate. This is the blue ribbon one. This is fairly expensive. You can get it on Amazon, and most makeup artists have this in their kit, and there's good reason to. It's kind of like Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. It's very much like that. So I think when Charlotte created her Magic Cream, she probably had this in mind as the role model for it, because a lot of the ingredients are very similar. The next is an eye primer, and I do believe you need an eyelid primer, especially at this age. I have this one is from Rare Beauty, and it's new to me this year. It may have come out last year, but it's slightly tinted, but it's so thin you don't really see the tinting. It doesn't mask a lot of discoloration, but it really holds well. It helps your eyeshadow adhere well and stay put for the whole day. So I think it's really nice. This is Rare Beauty, always an optimist. For concealer is actually a color corrector, and this is It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. You can use this as your concealer and your color corrector. It comes in a couple of colors. I have the light shade for light to medium skin. It goes on like a light cream. It covers the dark areas. You just need a little bit. Pat it in with your finger. Works like a dream. I put it on. I have a lot of redness here on my chin and right around the edge of my nose where my glasses go normally. And I really like this. It's sort of expensive, but you can use it for a variety of things, and it also can mix in with your foundation to help your foundation adhere better and cover better. So I really like it. Bye Bye Redness from It Cosmetics. For BB or CC cream, I do like the Arborian. I think it's quite expensive. You can get this on the Ulta website or on Amazon. Arborian is a Korean brand, and just this little amount I think is around $21. It comes in a limited amount of shades, or the Doré shade, which is kind of a medium light. It diffuses nicely on the skin. If you just want kind of a no makeup day, but you still want to look a little put together and a little bit of an even skin tone, this Arborian is really nice. It's got sunscreen in it, skincare ingredients in it, and it's really nice. And it's called Arborian. And I think this one last year with me also, or the year before. This is the BB cream. They also have a CC cream, which is color correcting cream, which has slightly different properties to it. I think I prefer the BB cream out of the two. And this is the Doré, which is not the lightest shade, but the next lightest shade. For foundation, this is the RMS Beauty Re-Evolve foundation. I have shade 22.5, and it's a very nice, it's got a strange little pump. It spits it out there. And I find that, you know, when I use the Fenty Beauty Fat Water, this goes on so smoothly. It doesn't sink into the lines. It gives me a really nice, natural looking coverage. It's not shiny, gooey, gloppy. There is no scent to it, which is very nice. So RMS Beauty, don't confuse this with REM Beauty. RMS Beauty is, you can get this on Sephora's website. I believe RMS has their own website too, but Sephora sells this. REM Beauty, which is featured in Ulta. So the two are different products. For face sprays, Charlotte Tilbury, again, this is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Now this has a very light, even spray to it. It's got a light spice kind of scent, like I would say black pepper, and it's more of a spicy scent. It's not floral, it's not heavy duty, it's not vanilla, it's not any of those heavy scents. It's more of a spice scent. I like this. It puts a very even amount of product on the face, and you can press it in a little bit with a sponge, or even your fingers tap it in, and it really keeps your makeup looking beautiful, and it seems to meld your makeup so that it looks like it's cohesive, and I really like it a lot. So that's Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. For blushes, I tried 2 new blushes this year, so I'm going to knock out some of my older blush choices, even though I did use my NARS palette from last year, the one that has the 6 shades in it. I love that palette. I got these, and so I think, you know, it's fair to do one single blush. One is for my everyday normal blush. This is NARS. It's called Behave. Behave. Thank goodness it's not a sexual term for this. You know, like usually his stuff is sexual term. And I noticed e.l.f. did that too. Ew. They have a new lipstick called O Face. Come on. Anyway, this is NARS Behave, and it's just a very pretty, very natural looking blush. I wear this to work. Now I work in a very conservative office in the cemetery and funeral industry, so I can't be like all dolled up, you know, if you know what I mean. And this is wonderful. This gives me that healthy glow, yet it's not over the top disco. You know, it's just a really nice, healthy looking blush, everyday blush, Behave, and I wear it almost every day. Now if I want to pump up the volume a little bit, and in the summertime especially, this was Krista, and this was from Benefit Cosmetics. I tried this late in the summer, and it looks quite wild. It looks like a quite wild shade of coral, but when you put it on your face, especially if you have a little bit of color on your skin, a light tan kind of situation going on in the summertime, this is stunning. It's beautiful, it's bright, it's cheerful, it's happy, it's festive, it's very summery. The bad part about doing these end of the year, best of the year videos is that, you know, summertime is part of the year too. And a lot of the makeup that I really enjoyed in the summer, it seems almost out of place in the wintertime talking about it. And I know when I see other people talk about their summer choices and their self-tanners and things like that, it's kind of awkward because it's like, well, you know, it's almost January. So, but this is nice, and this is Krista, is the name of that blush. For eyebrows, I generally use drugstore brow products, but I did get the set of 3 from Benefit. It was one of those silly tin can things with stuff in it, but you got a good price on it. The pencil, I think, is in 22.5 or something. It's a very light, cool toned blonde shade. This is from Benefit. And then I got the brow gel, which is a tiny little brush, and I think that is also in 22.5 or 2.5. And then this is my favorite, and this is a full size of this was in the package, and it actually made it a really good deal. This is the brow setter, 24-hour brow setter. This is like hair gel pomade for your hair on your brows. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It holds them up and it gives them that little ridgy look, you know, that's very popular right now. Apparently that's starting to go out and people are starting to go thinner again. Who would have figured that? That's a trend, I guess. It always comes back around, but I still think I look better with a little more brow than a little less brow. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to grab on to that thin brow again thing, because once you pluck them out, it's like, it's really hard to get them back. So, all right, going into bronzers. Charlotte Tilbury, this is the number 2, which is the medium bronzer shade. This is a powder bronzer. You get a mirror, beautiful packaging as always from Charlotte Tilbury. And this color, it just transfers so nicely on the face. Really, really beautiful. I have the number 2 Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. For contour, again, and I think this is the 3rd or 4th year in a row this is one for me, but I just love this. This is Fenty, and this is Mocha. You can also get Amber as one of the shades, but you just basically put a little on the side of your face, just blend it out, and it looks beautiful. And this is the Mocha shade. Amber has been reformulated, and people seem to like it, so that's good news. I didn't think it needed to be reformulated, but apparently they did. Hopefully it hasn't changed the color or made it too dark or anything, because it's right on the surface of being too dark for my skin. I have Mocha, which is slightly warmer and slightly lighter than the Amber right now, but I rotate them. For highlighter, I did get that Clinique set, and I would recommend that to any of you. The Clinique set comes with a blush, a highlight, a lipstick, an eyeliner, and a mascara. I think it's just a wonderful little set. They put it out for the holidays. It's still available. I believe they have it at Ulta and at Sephora and at Nordstrom. This particular highlight from them, absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. Let me just put a little on here. This is slightly golden, really, really pretty. This is a powder highlight from Clinique, and I think Clinique has always sort of been considered like the old ladies brand, and I guess I'm liking it now. I am an old lady, but I guess I am liking it now. But this particular one, Gold Celebration Pop, and I don't know if they've just released it for this holiday package that they've released, this little set. but I think it's beautiful. It's not too glittery. It's actually more of a satiny look rather than a glitter look. I don't like glitter. I think glitter's really annoying. It can get in your eyes. It's bad for the environment. There's a plethora of things wrong with glitter. But this is just so beautiful, and it's in the pop line, which I love the pop things. For cream, of course, it is Charlotte Tilbury in Spotlight. This has been duped 100 different times in the lower end, and I know that, you know, some people just don't like to pay this price, but you do pay for ingredient consistency, you pay for formulation and development. So I like it. I think the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight highlighter is wonderful. Moving into eyeshadow, I think, maybe a stupid thing. Well, I've done a lot of stupid things this year, but one of the things I did was I depotted all my eyeshadows and put them in Z palettes so that I could have all my shimmers in one, I could have all my neutrals in another, so that I can just, you know, get ready with all my neutrals, and then if I want to pop a color, go into here. I also have another one that has the light shimmers and glitters in it. As a YouTube presenter, it's kind of a stupid thing because now I can't tell you, oh, whoops, you know, this color up here is Wet n Wild's, you know, Creme Brulee, and this one's, you know, and we've got some Huda Beauty, we've got some Viseart in here. I'm so mad at myself for doing this because now I can't identify any of these colors for you and say I use this and this and this in my look today because I don't remember. I didn't write on the back what they were. Oh my gosh. But if you're at home, you can depot your eyeshadows so that they go into something like this, and then you can use all your colors without being overwhelmed by which palette do I use, or, you know, being fooled by the packaging and the marketing and everything. So I recommend doing this, but if you're a YouTuber, probably not a good idea. Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, so for eyeshadow palettes, my small palettes, for 4-pan, of course, it is Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Sophisticate. Sophisticate is a basic palette. If you have no other palettes in your collection, or if everything gets stolen, just go buy this and you've got yourself covered for a good basic eye. It's got a base light color, it's got a transition color, it's got a deeper warm shade and a deeper cool shade. It's all you need for a good basic eye. Then you can add whatever shimmers you want. You can even go into your blush, you know, to add other shimmers, but you really don't need a lot in this world. And I know we're all looking to save a little bit of money, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot more with drugstore and affordable brands next year and less with the higher end, because it's just, I just came from the grocery store and I was shocked. I'm making Christmas dinner and I couldn't afford the roasts. The roasts all started at $25 and went up, and I couldn't afford the dessert I was going to make with eggs. Eggs are $9.79 a dozen right now here in Connecticut, and I was like, really? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, so, I mean, if I'm concerned about this, you know, I have a single income here, and I have to support my life, my style, you know, and so spending excess amount of money on palettes like Pat McGrath palettes or Natasha Denona palettes, those price points are really ridiculous. So you're not going to be seeing that probably on my channel, and I just don't think we should keep supporting those kinds of things. I don't know, that's just me. Smashbox. This is a wonderful all-purpose. This reminds me a lot of, remember Kat Von D's Shade and Light palette? That was my favorite for several years, that one, and then Kat Von D left KVD Beauty and they took this off the market. They never made it again, and it had like 4 divisions. of different, you know, combinations like this where you had 4 shadows in each. There was warm tones, cool tones. I just love this. This is a Smashbox, their version of it, and this was recommended to me by my school, but I had tried it when it first came out, and I thought it was fine, but you know, we get kind of drowned in eyeshadow palettes as the year progresses. We get so many new ones, and all of us who are on YouTube want to purchase all these new ones and try them out. I think we're all becoming a little more selective. I'm seeing a change in the field right now. But I do like this one. This has all your basics in it. It does have shimmers and mattes, which is nice, a little bit different than the Charlotte Tilbury, because this is just matte, but these are shimmers and mattes. And you can make a glam eye, you can make a basic eye. I'm wearing this today. This is this palette, and I love it. This is the Smashbox Cover Shot palette. Now I love Viseart, and even though I depotted most, I did not depot these. These are the bridal satins, and I love looking at them as a whole unit. I think they're just beautiful, and the bridal satins from Viseart is my favorite shimmer palette, I guess you could call that. And these are really just for a pop of color, not major eye look, but just a pop of color, or maybe to deepen that corner with something other than black. I don't use black eyeshadow very much, if at all. So I do like to use, like, maybe a deep gray would be the darkest I go. I love deep blues, dark browns, and then the light shades, of course. So the bridal satins from Viseart, absolutely wonderful. As far as new palettes to me this year that I was really impressed with, I tried Laura Geller again. I hadn't tried her in a minute, and I thought, the Laura Geller, you know, gee. This palette is the seasonless palette, the seasonless staple, Desert Dreams. Desert Dreams. And the shades are all very, very autumny. And again, you know, this is that thing where makeup all year long, sometimes it doesn't look right in winter, but it was a beautiful palette. I wore this almost every day in the autumn time, and I love this palette. I think the formulation was nice. I think the color story is really nice, and the pricing was really good. It was like, I bought this in, I think, late October, early November, and I wore it the whole month and partially into December. I really liked this a lot. So, and Laura Geller, to me, you know, I don't really like a lot of her stuff, but I do like this. And I went back to an old staple because I was thinking, what do I really like from the past that's still around that I haven't tried in a long time? And this was it. And I love this palette. This is Modern Renaissance from Anastasia. Many of you know this already. Many of you even maybe own it, but I'm going to ask you to take it out and give it a try because, oh my gosh, it's just, the formula is so buttery, velvety, soft. The payout is beautiful and high pigmentation. There's a variety of colors in here. You can go purple, you can go more neutral, warm tone. I mean, it's just a perfect palette, and I love this palette. And I'm just, you know, I know it's not brand new. I know it's not something that, you know, you even think about anymore, maybe, but it is still available, and they still make it in a very good formulation, which is unlike, I think Lorac is changing their formulas. It's hard to find the regular old unzipped palette. They have the new unzipped palette, and it's not very good. It's a different formula, and they've pulled all their old unzipped palettes. I can't find them anywhere, and I think they're changing the formulation on those too, and that's going to break my heart because I really liked the unzipped palette. For eyeliners, there are two here. For brown, I love MAC, and it's Baroque, but the way they spell it, I think it's like broke, like I'm broke, I have no money because I bought eggs today. Broke. This is a beautiful, beautiful brown, kind of cool neutral brown. Beautiful color. Beautiful for lining the eyes, upper or lower. Absolutely wonderful. And from Urban Decay, this is Mildew. And Mildew is just a pretty shade of kind of greenish color. It's almost a turquoise, but it's kind of a green, and I don't know why they call it mildew, but I'm going for that peacock green a lot in palettes, and I know I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but ColourPop just released their Aurora palette, and I think the Aurora Borealis was the inspiration for it, and they've got colors like this peacock in it and purple, and I'm hoping that they will rival that out of stock Charlotte Tilbury shade, the Cosmic Rocks, which has the beautiful purple duochrome into peacock turquoise shade, which I think that's all the rage right now, and I think it's coming back into style. I love those shades. Those are my favorite shades for clothing and for jewelry, and at one point it used to be my favorite nail polish too. So yes, the turquoisey colors and the shimmers, especially the ones that go kind of blue purple, are kind of my favorite shades, and I'm hoping that this Aurora palette will help me kind of recreate that look, because the Charlotte Tilbury shade, which is called Cosmic Rocks, it's sold out, but even if it wasn't, it's $34 just for one shade. And yeah, there's a lot in the palette, but I mean, I don't know if I need like a double deck amount of peacock purpley turquoise, just no. So I'm hoping that the ColourPop one will have that, and I'll be able to demonstrate it in time for my drugstore faves and flops. Yeah. As far as liquid liner goes, again, KVD Beauty. This is the tattoo liner. I have it on today. When you have false lashes on, it's a beautiful over the lash liner. And I think the reason a lot of people, especially older people, like this is because it's the way you can hold it and control it. It doesn't splay out. It stays like a nice fine line. You can make it a little thicker by pressing in on it a little bit. It's on a lot of people's favorite list for a reason. It's KVD Beauty. It is not Kat Von D. She left the company years ago. They kept the KVD initials, but they say they represent Greek words: keratos, veritas, oogie boogie, dewy, I don't know. But it's not KVD Kat Von D. It's KVD Beauty tattoo liner in Trooper. This is the black shade. It's the only time I use a black liner is when I wear false lashes, like today. I'm wearing false lashes. They are drugstore. I don't buy high-end lashes. I don't buy mink lashes. I don't believe in that. You think they're asking those minks to come on down from the trees or wherever they're scurrying around and saying, oh, we just need a little bit. Yeah. Mascaras. Heated debate here on these mascaras. Oh my goodness. Okay. I had a trio that was tied 3 ways. The Tower 28 lost, and the reason the Tower 28 lost is because some of their products are not warehoused correctly, or maybe it was the summer heat that spoiled them, but some people found that they had mold or other problems with the natural ingredients found in the Tower 28 products. So I'm not going to recommend it. I thought that it gave pretty much the same looking lash as the Cali Ray. This is Come Hell or High Water, and Cali Ray was a brand that was started by the lady who invented Urban Decay. So she's got a lot of experience with high-end and edgy makeup. This is a wonderful product, the Cali Ray mascara. You can build up a very thick, voluminous, lengthy lash that doesn't flake and doesn't smear, which is very important, especially as an older person with hooded eyes. When my lashes blink and go up, they tap up against that orbital bone, and if they've got mascara on them and it's a hot day, they can leave little impressions with the mascara on them. This won't do that. It won't leave your lash until you're ready to take it off, and I like that very much. So the Cali Ray mascara, come hell or high water, is one of my top 2 favorites. Now the other favorite I have, it actually gives a lot more volume and a lot more length, but some people complain that this one is difficult to remove. If you're going to a wedding or an outdoor barbecue or an anniversary party or something where there's a lot of heat or you need to have it on for a long time, this is the Tarte Tartelette Tubing Mascara. This goes on and gives you the same lash, maybe a little bit more va-va-voom than the Cali Ray, and it stays put. You know, people complain that it's hard to take off. Well, it's like, well, that means if you're crying at a wedding or a funeral, if you're, you know, in a hot room and you're, you know, sweating, and some of you in Australia are going into your hottest month, this is great. Tarte Tartelette Tubing Mascara. I think it's wonderful, and to me, this is my favorite this year, next to the Thrive, of course. And I did hear that Milani has a dupe for the Thrive mascara, and I haven't received it yet. I ordered it the second I heard about it. It hasn't arrived yet, but that's a low-end product, and I will, you know, feature it. If it arrives in time, I will feature it. So those are my 2 favorite mascaras. Moving on to lips, I have a lot of lip products because I couldn't decide. I just couldn't decide, so I had to break them into divisions. Okay, so lip liners. My only high-end lip liner this year was Pat McGrath. And it came because I had Pat McGrath. It was a trio of a gloss, a lipstick, and a lip liner. I thought the formulation was so creamy, so nice, and it stayed really well. So I actually spent the money and got a full size of the lip liner, and it comes with, I thought it was pretty classy at first, and then I realized why, but you get a nice little sharpener that comes with it. This is Pat McGrath, and this particular one I think is Rose. This is Divine Rose from Pat McGrath, and I gotta show you. I mean, you use it once, maybe once and a half, and it's down because it's so creamy. You need this. You need the sharpener. So I find that you only really get out of a sharpened pencil, and I'm just going to show you what this is. Divine Rose is right here. You get maybe 1.5 uses out of it before you have to sharpen it again. So the sharpener that comes with it is kind of a necessity, not a luxury. So, you know, I like the formulation a lot, though. I think it's very creamy, and I like, especially because I have lines all around my lips, I like the way it smooths into the skin on my lips. I think it's very age-friendly. And, you know, as you know, I'm not interested in paying Pat McGrath price points, but I thought that the set that there was this was Nude Venus, the liner, the lipstick, and the gloss was $25. I thought that was a nice deal for this set of 3, and that is still available at Sephora. The Nude Venus lip gloss also can be worn alone. It's so pigmented and so nice. You could wear just the lip liner and the lipstick. And let me just get up close. It's so pretty. It really is. And it's not sticky gloppy. I think there is a little vanilla essence there. But I think that set, that trio of Pat McGrath, the Nude Venus trio, I would recommend that. The disappointing factor of that was the actual lip balm that came in it. I didn't think it was, you know, all that. I have other lipsticks that I like much more than that, but I do like this lip pencil and this lip gloss, and I do like this lip pencil from Pat McGrath also in the Divine Rose. So I broke down. All right, so for lipsticks, I had to categorize them because I really Yeah. There are two MACs, and one's warmer and one's more neutral. One is called Thanks It's MAC. And so this is Sellout, and I'm just going to put it here. And this is Thanks It's MAC. That's the name of the shade, Thanks It's MAC. And you'll see that one is more neutral. Thanks It's MAC is more neutral. And then Sellout is more of a brighter corally nude. And I just love both of these. I wore them both pretty much interchangeably throughout the year. I really like them a lot. MAC always to me has wonderful lipsticks, and I don't understand why MAC has really fallen out of favor. Maybe because the original guys who started MAC left, and they left it in the hands of the new owners. I don't know. Charlotte Tilbury Bitch Perfect will always be my favorite nude. I cannot. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bitch Perfect. It's beautiful. It always never. This is my third or fourth one. I love this lipstick. It will always be in my collection. For summertime, to go with that bright blush, I have this beautiful bright lipstick. This is from Clinique, and you can see it's a beautiful, it's more of a cream shade. It's not shimmery or anything. Let me put it on over the top of the other things, right? I have a mirror just off camera. This is the coral. Really, really pretty. The Pop formula from Clinique is Melon Pop from Clinique. And, you know, Nude Pop and Melon Pop are my two favorites in the Pop line from Clinique. And I think, you know, I don't think it looks old lady. I think it's really pretty. And it's, you know, there is a little bit of transfer, and you do have to retouch it at lunchtime, but so what? This is a beautiful shade, Melon Pop from Clinique. Love it, love it, love it. Now for all out lip glosses, I have two. One is recommended by my school, my online makeup academy, and that is MAC Clear. They said you can put any lipstick on and just put a clear gloss over the top and you get that look that you want. If you want to alter the shade at all, you can get a gloss that has a color or shimmer added to it, but this is kind of good all-purpose, should be in your kit lip gloss, and that is straight from the mouths of my online makeup academy who recommended it. For the other kind, which will add shimmer, maybe a little touch of color, this is my Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Pillow Talk. This is the shimmer blush. This is the plumping one that has a little bit of a cinnamon thing going on with it. So it does plump a little bit. Really, really nice. It's not sticky. It's not gross. It looks beautiful over any lipstick. And so that is my choice for lip products. For perfumes and scent in the high-end category, I have two, and they are both from the same company called Seven Virtues. Seven Virtues is the name of the company, just like Chanel or Dior or anything like that. Seven Virtues, and this is Vanilla Woods, which you get a little bit of an amber and vanilla smell from this. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very natural, it's sensual, it's warm, it's perfect for winter. It's called Vanilla Woods. I did get a sampler pack of the Seven Virtues, and I'd recommend you try that sampler pack because you can try different scents in there. You definitely will find one that you like. The one that I really like for this year is Blackberry Lily. This is my scent. I have it on here on this side. This is my scent for this year. Blackberry Lily from the Seven Virtues. And this is just a beautiful, fresh scent. There is a little note of blackberry smell, and a little note of floral in here, but it's just a nice subtle combo. You don't have that pong, you know, I call it the mall pong, that you walk by somebody and it's like it's almost cutting with a knife, that kind of a smell. It's not that at all, it's subtle. So I could actually get away with it at the office, I think, because they don't want me wearing perfume at the office, but I do like this a lot. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So that pretty much does it for my high-end and luxury makeup for 2022. I'd love to know if you had a favorite this year as well. And I do want to thank some of you. I've been receiving holiday cards from you. I really appreciate that. That's so sweet. I have everything up on my door, and I will be putting out my drugstore faves for 2022 within the next couple of days after this is released. So look for that, and again, I'm really looking forward to that because I was far more excited about my drugstore choices this year than I was with these high-end ones. These are good. If I recommend it to you, I really truly believe it, and it works really well for me. These are my choices, and you can trust my opinions are always honest. I'm never sponsored, and people send me free stuff sometimes, but usually they don't send me free stuff a second time because I'm pretty honest, whether it's good or bad or whatever. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday weekend. Don't feel pressure to have to celebrate a certain way. A lot of us are celebrating alone. And you know, I'm just gonna buckle down with a little bit of sheepdog and watch some corny old movies and just sit back and enjoy the day. The day is, hopefully it's a nice day. Hopefully our power stays on. Right now in Connecticut we're having terrible storms. But I hope whatever you do for the holiday, just be good to yourself and enjoy it. Let it happen. You know, just let it flow. Don't worry about having to keep up with the norms, or you know, it's one of those holidays, there's high pressure to have to do certain things, and you don't have to do certain things. You can just chill. You're worth it. I'm giving you permission to just enjoy the day any way you want to. And don't let the rest of the world pressure you into feeling guilty about the way you decide to celebrate the holidays. So, on that note, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I certainly would appreciate it. You can, if you're watching me on TV, you can click up arrow, and then you can go over and at least click the like button. That would be really great. Any kind of a you know, reaction from you is helpful to me and my channel, and I really appreciate it. So, everybody have a wonderful week, have a beautiful day, and have a great holiday. Take care. Toodles.